Hello, 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 YouTube. Let me see. Let me get my little thing straightened up here. I've been playing with different cameras today. Hopefully, I think you could be able to see me okay. Testing, testing. We are live. All right, here we go. You know what? I don't want this here. See the. Don't look at the. Was it the man behind the curtain? You don't see it. You don't. Okay, you are in my way. You get on my nerve. Hey, Egypt. Hey, girl. How you doing? How are you? See, you never know who's gonna be on, and you're there like all the time. And I'm so grateful for that. I don't know if anyone's gonna really be doing their thing. Is anyone gonna be here? I'm not. I don't need anyone to be here, but I'm so glad that you are here. That is fantastic. So happy that you are here. Let's see. I'm playing with my camera settings here. All right, hopefully that will give me what I am looking for. All right. Okay, because you know what today is. It is the Cosmic Weather Report. Dun dun dun, Cosmic Weather Report. Too bad I don't have some kind of like musical thing going on. But it's for my witches, my conjurers, my alchemists, any kind of magic makers doing magic. Hey Patrick, happy Friday. Hello, hello. Hey Deb, how's everyone doing this Friday evening? Thought I'd go live just to kind of show up because I didn't go on earlier this week, and I'm like, well, let's see who's online Friday night. So today is the Cosmic Weather Report. That's what I'm doing at the moment, and I'm going to talk about what's going on astrologically, cosmically, to discuss how these different elements can affect your spell work. So I think I'm going to start by pulling a card for the collective from the Art of Manifestation Oracle deck. Good morning. Hello. Hello, Leah. All right. So let's see. I'm going to pull a card for the collective, see what is the message that I have. Oh, really? Egypt says, I have my YouTube notifications set up for you. I've been waiting for your video. You look forward to them? Yes, I did skip last week, Egypt. Just you saying that you put on your notifications so you get to hear this. Not to say that I feel guilty, but I'm like, dang, this is great. I was just kind of experimenting and I started with YouTube. I did it like last year and I did really well. And then I was playing some more on Instagram. And then I was like, oh, I don't know. But then I've been doing some research and it turns out that the YouTube audience, they are really doing their thing. And I think also, I don't care what anyone says. There's definitely some kind of crazy stuff going on with the Instagram algorithm. I said it and I said what I said. And, but I love both platforms for so many different reasons. So I'm just going to do both, and see what happens. But whenever I hear that people tune in from YouTube, I'm like, they really like me. But hey, hello, chaos. Thank you for tuning in. I know I said I was going to let you know, but this is like, it was kind of like a last minute thing. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Is anyone going to, I'm like, I didn't want to send you like an email like right before. It's like, oh, it's 10 o'clock on a Friday night, but I'm so glad you're here. So, okay, let's get started. As I promised, I am going to pull a card for the collective from this Art of Manifestation Oracle deck. So let's see what is here. What is the information that we can glean? Dun, dun, dun. Uncertainty. Very interesting. The numerology for the card is 60. So that would be the number 6. So this card says, calm the noise within your mind. Get still and meditate. Look around, everybody on mute. If you are still uncertain, give yourself 4 hours and then meditate again. If you are still unclear, wait for 4 days. And if necessary, 4 weeks. The answer will come. Whew, let's take that in. Sometimes, if any of you read cards, you ever pull a card and you feel like, ooh, this is for me, even though I'm I'm pulling it for all of you. I really feel this card, uncertainty, but I'm on the other side of uncertainty. There are things I've been wanting to do, like the whole thing about YouTube versus Instagram versus what do I want to do with my life? And I felt like for me, my feeling of uncertainty was happening for weeks, maybe not 4, but I didn't want to act without having some kind of sense of certainty because, and I can speak, I'm totally speaking from myself here, and perhaps you can identify. It's like when you're feeling uncertain about something, if you take a step before you can really be sure about it, sometimes you get yourself into more trouble than you did before you were unsure. And some things you have to wait on. You have to wait for spirit to give you that answer, to give you that green light. And sometimes while we're waiting for that green light, we feel very uncomfortable because we don't like that feeling of uncertainty. We're like, I want to know now. I want the answer now. I want the answer now. And instead of being patient, we will just go ahead and jump into doing whatever that thing is. And then we end up landing in some place we didn't want to be. So this card is a reminder, uncertainty, to find your center somehow, to find some grounding when you are feeling uncertain. Because when you move, when you act, because you feel uncomfortable about being uncertain, you can get yourself in a worse place than you were before. So this card is a reminder that if you are feeling uncertain, do not act, do not jump for the sake of jumping. I understand that feeling of uncertainty is very uncomfortable. We don't like, we want to know, we want to answer, we want to know why, when, how. I want that answer. And if we jump the gun, so to speak, it's not always the best thing. So this card says wait. It says meditate. Let me read this card again for anyone who might not have heard it. Thank you. Leah says, yes, you are right. Calm the noise within your mind. Get still and meditate. If you are still uncertain, give yourself 4 hours and meditate again. If you are still unclear, wait 4 days. And if necessary, 4 weeks. The answer will come. So I hope that is helpful for anyone out there. It helps me only because I know it's true. But in the middle of it, when I was going through it, I was like, I want to know my answer now. Now. Yes, patience is a virtue, Chaos. Absolutely. Totally is. So let's get into this cosmic weather report. Lots of things to talk about. This Tuesday, December 12th. Well, first things first, we are now in Sagittarius season. We've been here for a little bit. The sun has been in Sagittarius for a while now, but the new moon in Sagittarius will not hit until this Tuesday, December 12th. Now, I want to shout out to all of my Sagittarius friends out there. Your season has arrived. Woohoo! I'm a rising Sagittarius, so this is a great time for me as well. I'm also a Capricorn, and this will come into play when I tell you about the other things that are going on this month. But as a Capricorn, the sun is in the Sagittarius is my 12th house, which is like being homebody, being kind of chill. But because Sagittarius is my rising sign, that is the personality that people see, I'm ready to go this time of the year. Some people are like winding down. Oh, I want to take a long winter's nap. I want to get ready to hibernate. I'm like, oh no, my energy is building up and I am ready to go. So where was I? Yeah. So this is my time. This is my season. Sagittarius season, Capricorn season. I'm all there. Sorry, Leah, I'm not doing like one-on-ones, but we could totally, I will be sharing my little my forecast, my cosmic forecast for this week and for the Sagittarius season. So now Scorpio season, which we have hopefully escaped. Or we've kind of gotten over, the thing about Scorpio season, it's got shadows and secrets. We were doing all the shadow work and maybe secrets were coming to life. And it could be very, very intense. Some of you, myself included, have experienced quite an intense Scorpio season. Like at the beginning of Scorpio season, I was like, all right. But then once Scorpio season just kept doing its thing, it can be a lot of it can be a lot, And um someone was saying, Scorpio season is I'm waiting for Scorpio season to be over. This person said, I can only be reborn so many times. Like that whole transformation business, that whole like digging down deep into the depths of your soul to create new things. That is a lot and it's quite intense. But we're now in Sagittarius season. And if Scorpio was a little too intense, you'll be happy to know that Sagittarius brings enthusiasm and optimism. And Sagittarius is a fire sign. It is ruled by Jupiter, the deity of luck, success, and expansion. And the new moon this Tuesday, December 12th, it is a portal for fun and adventure. So this is good. This is a great new energy that we are shifting into astrologically, cosmically, I think is a better word. So my magical you group uh, is going to have a crayon coven for the new moon in Sagittarius on Tuesday. And I like to research the mythology behind each sign because it helps me understand what are the energies present for either manifesting or also to understand Sagittarians, like whoever that sign is. So this, hey Tanya, yes, Egypt says, yeah, I'm over Scorpio season. Chaos is a new member to the group, so I'm so excited that you will be here, that you will be able to participate. So what I like to do for each new moon is not just talk about the season, but to also study the mythology. Because when we talk about, Sagittarius has this kind of qualities, or Scorpio is this kind of qualities, they get this information from often it's like a Greek myth, but it could also be other myths that are similar. So I want to talk about Sagittarius mythology and where's the stories come from. And it's never like one person or one particular story. If you do the research, you will often find multiple stories or sources. So we're going to talk about that. Let's see. Where do I start from? Okay, so Sagittarius is the sign of the archer, and it identifies with the Greek myth of Chiron the centaur, Centaur. Now, Chiron the centaur, he is half human and half horse. So he's got like a human torso, and then he's got a horse body. Very interesting. And he is the person who taught Achilles, the Greek hero of the Trojan Wars, everything that he knew about archery. So Chiron was an archer and he taught Achilles everything that he knew about archery. So I like to ask, is Sagittarius season when you are going to shoot your shot? Are you going to shoot your shot anytime soon? This is the season. Now, there's also the belief that the archery teacher in question may have actually been Crotus. Crotus is a satyr, Satyr, who was half human but half goat. So both Chiron and Centaur had like half human, the other half was some animal. So it's very interesting. People are like, oh, they all look alike. I don't know. It's one of them. But there are stories that relate to both Chiron and Centaur that have found their way to Sagittarius. And this is going to make a little sense when we get to the story. So just stay with me. Now, not only did Chiron and Crotus look alike, they both hunted using bows and arrows. And contrary to your usual centaurs and satyrs, known to be wild, rowdy, and lusty creatures, they were both gentle. And kind with their knowledge of the arts and sciences. So, it's funny when you say, when I read here, contrary to your usual centaurs and satyrs. Satyrs like the half, that's the centaurs half horse, satyrs half goat. But that whole idea that contrary to popular belief, I think there's like some prejudices going here, some preconceived notions, because even though other people know their kind to be wild, rowdy, lusty creatures, they're both gentle and kind and knowledgeable and willing to share their knowledge. Who's to say that maybe that's not part of their actual personality, not just what other people put on them? But whatever. Okay, whatever. Let me move on. The thing about Chiron and Crotus is that they looked enough alike that the astrological myths of Sagittarius appear to describe them both. So I promise I have a point, and I will tell you what that is. Okay, so hello, Michelle. So Chiron, the satyr, Satyr, half human, half goat, he taught medicine, hunting, music, and prophecy. And he was the mentor to many ancient Greek heroes. Now, Chiron's backstory, it involves him getting accidentally wounded by a poisoned arrow. And the poison was so potent that it caused him immense suffering. Like, but because Chiron is immortal, he was a Greek god, he couldn't die and escape the pain. So he became a symbol, Chiron became a symbol of someone who not only possessed great healing abilities, but also someone who experienced deep and enduring personal suffering. So Chiron was the original wounded healer. So if any of you have done any kind of like inner work, shadow work, studied Jung, or you've heard of the term the wounded healer, Chiron was the original wounded healer. Now, the concept and the archetype of the wounded healer was popularized by the Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung in the 20th century. Now, as I'm sure Chaos would probably mention, we say that Carl Jung popularized it, but he was not the first person. Carl Jung did a lot of great things. I will give you that. He made a lot of things popular, but the idea of someone being hurt and then having the compassion to help others was not invented by Carl Jung. So we want to be clear. But Carl Jung is the one who popularized it during the 20th century. So Jung, he used this term to describe individuals who, having undergone their own healing journey, are then able to assist and guide others on their paths of healing. Now, you might have also be familiar with the word Chiron or the name Chiron if you're into astrology. You might say, well, my Chiron is in this house, or this is my Chiron looks like blah, blah, blah. That is going to tell you, there we go. Yes, Cassandra, wounded healer is generational in Aries. Thank you very much. Thank you for that information. So it's like where that hits in your chart, or what house that is for you, it's going to point to the issues where you may experience wounding, even on a generational basis, and that it is something that you will be continually learning from, something that has that you feel deeply about, that you feel that you have suffered to a certain degree, but you can also heal others and you learn from that pain. So I think whether we're studying astrology or shadow work or any of these things, when we're doing like that inner work and learning about ourselves, our goal is also to learn how we deal with that. I think that's so interesting that, like Chiron, for example, he was immortal, and with all of his immortality and the power of being a Greek god, he could not rid himself of the pain. The pain is just something he was always going to have, and he had to live with it forever. So for all of the advances that his kind were able to accomplish, he still had to live with that pain. But he made lemonade out of lemons. So yeah, that's the original making lemons out of lemonade. That's making lemonade out of lemons. There we go. Let's see. I'm going off because I like to do that. Okay. In astrology, Chiron is a small celestial body or asteroid that orbits the sun, and its placement in an astrological chart is believed to represent areas of deep emotional and spiritual wounds, as we just mentioned this. And it also shows the potential for healing and transformation. So if you are into astrology, or you can have someone look at your chart, this is also going to point to the areas where you may experience emotional and spiritual wounds, but it's also going to be a place of healing and potential for you to help others with those same wounds. So it's very interesting. Um, so let's see, the featured magical master classes that I'm offering this month during Sagittarius include healing magic, because healing, shadow work magic, because shadows, wounded healer, as well as astrology 101. So if you want to learn more, I have the links down below in the YouTube channel. Now I want to talk about Crotus, the other half. He's a centaur, and he's half human and half horse. So he had like the bottom half was a horse. Now Crotus, was devoted to the muses, and he would clap with joy upon hearing them sing, "Yay!" And the muses, they preferred his applause and his enthusiasm to just simple words of appreciation. You're like, "Oh, that's so nice. Oh, you did a good job." No. Crotus was like, "Yeah, yeah," making lots of noise. He was really appreciative. He was really enthusiastic. This is important because Crotus, or Krotos in Greek, means to clap or a loud noise. So he was associated with his enthusiasm, his appreciation. He was very good at appreciating things. So I associate that appreciative nature with the Greek deity Jupiter, or is that the Roman one? Well, anyway, Jupiter, who is often portrayed as a jovial and benevolent father who likes to spoil you and give you treats. So, like yesterday was Thursday, and it's ruled by Jupiter. So many people who, yeah, I think Jupiter is Roman, but it doesn't matter. It's the same idea that Jupiter is the deity of expansion and success and wealth. So if I'm doing a wealth ritual of some sort, I like to do it on a Thursday. I like to connect with that particular deity because that's their day. And if you've been watching me at all, like over the past summer, I started getting into planetary magic. And I used to say, well, of course I do a wealth spell on Thursday, but I was doing like a green candle because green means money. But I realized I really wanted to make a connection with Jupiter, the deity. And to do that, I had to find out, well, what color does Jupiter like? What color, what offerings does Jupiter like? Not just about what I want to give, but what does Jupiter want? So I did a lot of research, and Jupiter's colors could be, depending on where you look, it could be yellow, it could be blue, it could be purple. So thinking about, of course, like, let's see, also since it's purple, so like amethyst is good, lepidolite, as well as jade, pyrite, and citrine. So these are different crystals that have association with Jupiter. So the idea is, how can I create an altar that is in service or in offering to this particular deity? Yeah, see now, oh, Jupiter's corner. Hello, Jupiter's corner. Jupiter is blue. Now the thing is, I know that the first time I ever read about it, I saw that Jupiter was blue. And I was like, I don't really have anything that's blue. I'm like, I don't have any blue. But then I happened to do some research and found that there's this old ancient grimoire, Picatrix. It was like translated from Arabic, and they have yellow as Jupiter's color. And I was like, you don't say. I have lots of yellow. Yellow looks great on me. And then my yellow candle kind of went out, and then I got a blue candle, and that worked. So I'm kind of like going between yellow and blue, depending on how my intuition speaks to me. But I just continue to wear my yellow dress because Thursdays I associate yellow, and I have a yellow dress, and it looks good. It looks good on me. Blue is okay, Expansion and good luck is Jupiter. Yes, Cassandra. So let's see. Going back to Jupiter, the jovial and benevolent father figure or uncle who likes to spoil you and give you treats. When you're making a connection to that deity, if that is your choice, it is believed that they will treat you. They will think of them as like a happy uncle, like a someone who's always like, oh, you did such a great job. Doesn't matter what you did. They're always very happy to see you. They're always happy to 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 give you love, and they have nothing bad ever to say about you. That is that kind of uncle figure. That is who Jupiter is. And like for that reason, I also offer the Prosperity Magic Masterclass, because prosperity, expansion, Jupiter, Sagittarius season. Okay, so now for both uh Chiron and Crotus, they had like those animal legs. So they have these strong legs. So the centaurs and the satyrs are both known for traveling and being free. And that's how independence, travel, adventure, foreign places come into play when we think about Sagittarius energies, as well as people we know who are Sagittarius. This is the season of the seeker. The seeker goes out. They go out and they want to learn things. This is a sign of higher learning. So that means learning through travel, going to different places. That also means being a teacher. It also means being a student. It means being independent. It's also the sign of the bachelor, the person who's like, I don't need to be, tied down. I don't need to be with a partner. Or not saying that they don't want one, but it's kind of like they're good to be on their own. Like I'm like, hey, I can travel by myself. I can do stuff on my own. I'm really good with that. That is the Sagittarius energy. Someone who's like, I'm good. I'm good. It's like the opposite of like that Libra vibe. Libras are very good at being partnered with someone. Sagittarius, they are very good at being alone. So and they're alone but never lonely. So let's see. Um, let's see. So this is the season for adventure, foreign places, independence travel. And if you're single, this is the time to enjoy it. By the way, my cuffing season masterclass is available this month. So that's if you're looking for something for the winter season, there you go. So both Chiron and Crotus, they were both teachers, and that means they were also students of the world. So you might feel the desire, or you might be thinking about it. You might get an inspiration to go back to school, or maybe to teach. Alternatively, you might find yourself going through various internet rabbit holes, like, "Ooh, that looks interesting. Let me read about that. Oh, that's very interesting. Let me," you might find some kind of new interest that kind of takes your imagination. This is a great time for that. So the publishing element, like if you're thinking about writing a book or something, it comes from taking that knowledge that you learn and spreading it out to a larger audience. And that's in the form of like writing a book or launching a new website or a podcast. Like who's thinking about doing a podcast? I wasn't totally into podcasts at first, but now I love them. Like I'm taking a bath, I'm washing the dishes, like, whatever. I really like listening to podcasts. Anyone out there like podcasts? Someone give me a yes. So think about that. If any of these ideas speak to you, this is the season to really go for it. So when it comes to Sagittarius season, there are certain energies that are going to be very strong. And if you want to do spells or rituals, these are going to be the energies that are the energies of Sagittarius season are going to be very strong for them. And those include independence, teaching, adventure, healing, being single, foreign places, travel and exploration, higher learning, and publishing. So, for example, this is not necessarily going to be the best season for a love spell. If you're looking for love, the season isn't in your favor, we'll say. I'm moody with podcasts, but I have moments when I'm listening. Yeah, you don't always have to, but you might be interested in something. So like when I'm trying to learn something new, I will often these days look to see if there's a podcast about it. Like, is someone talking about it? Can I get like a first person kind of, hearing about it? I like that. So independence. So as I said, this is necessarily a romantic season at all. I apologize if that's what you're going for. But if you are going for romance, this is a great time to really work on your independence. And when we are single, when we are enjoying our singlehood, that is also when we are that's even when we are more attractive. So do not worry about like, oh, I can't get love. This is only 30 days. It's only one lunar cycle. So take this time to well, work on yourself, but have fun. This is a fun month. This is a very fun time. So how much fun can you have by yourself? I dare you. I dare you. Have some fun by yourself. Take yourself on a trip. That could be into nature. It could be somewhere far, but actually it's foreign places. So if you want to go, or if you can go really far by yourself, chef's kiss, I totally recommend it. I have traveled by myself in the past, and I might feel, lonely or something that first day, but once I get into it, I'm like, oh, this is great. I may never travel with anyone again until, I find a partner. So it's just something to think about. Okay, adventure, with it healing. So if anyone is on their healing journey, if there's something that they're working on, whether it is physical or emotional, this is a great time to do spells for healing. Foreign places, we mentioned travel and exploration, higher learning. Anyone thinking about going back to school, anyone in school, whether you want to teach or you want to learn, this is a great time for that. So if there's something that you've been thinking about in those kind of categories, this is the time. And publishing. Anyone want to write a book? So writing a book or starting a podcast or continuing your podcast. That's another one. Who out here already has a podcast, but they've kind of been like on hiatus? They've been like, oh, I did that. This is a great time to get that back. Now that I'm reminded, by the way, Spotify just came up with their Wrapped. They do their annual wrap up of the year, and they tell you like what are the songs that you listen to, what are the songs that you played on repeat all year long, what were the genres that you like. Well, Spotify also does one for podcasters. So they sent me like this little report, and they're like, the people who listen to you, they live in the US mostly, and then some people live in the UK, and there's like X amount of people, like you are the top 10 podcast. You are the spell podcast. You're the top 10 podcast for I think 5 people, something like that. And then for me, I think there's like 3 people. I'm their number 1 podcast. I'm like, really? This is like my first year doing this podcast as You Are the Spell. And I'm grateful. So if you are happening to hear, if you also are a fan of my podcast, You Are the Spell, and you tune in and you happen to hear this, thank you so much for listening. Thank you also if you're tuning into this cosmic weather report, because I just get on here and I start talking. Like, I mean, I have a plan, but I never assume that anyone's going to show up. So when people tell me that they're like Egypt, when you're like, oh, I put on notifications so I know when you're on, or chaos, like, yeah, let me know when you're going to be on. I'm like, really? So I really definitely have those, you really like me moments. So thank you. So this is a season for boundless optimism and enthusiasm. So if any of these other ideas call you, jump right in. Go for it. Okay. I'm going to pull another card. I'm going to pull another card from the Art of Manifestation Oracle deck. Oh, Egypt, thank you. So you're my number 1. You're so, thank you, Egypt. I really, really appreciate that. And Chaos says, I look forward to your content. Thank you. Wow. I'm your number 1 podcast. Don't make me cry, Egypt. Come on now. Oh, thank you. I so appreciate the love. All right, so I am going to pull a card for the collective and then let y'all go. It's a Friday night, and I know people have other things they want to do. Okay. Da-da-da. What's the card? Bam. Oh, here's a good card. Number 3. Be your brilliant self. Be your brilliant self. Woo! So, the number 3. Be great today. Be brilliant. Maybe we'll say for tomorrow, because it's late, depending on where you're tuning in. This card asks you to get in touch with the extraordinariness. I can read, I swear to God. This card asks you to get in touch with the extraordinariness of everyday living. Go about your daily life doing everything to your very best, to the very best of your ability. Be extraordinary in an ordinary way. Your brilliance will radiate into the world, creating more change than you could possibly imagine. Oh, I love that too, Egypt. Be your brilliant self. I love that we got this card. And you know what? I love that too because the first card we got earlier today was uncertainty. These two things can be true. You can be uncertain but still be brilliant. So no matter where you are, even if you're feeling uncertain about something going on in your life, you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but I'm going to do it. I don't know. You can still be brilliant. You can still live your ordinary life in an extraordinary way. Let's read this again. Go about your daily life doing everything to the very best of your ability. Be extraordinary in an ordinary way. Your brilliance will radiate into the world, creating more change than you could possibly imagine. Let's take that in. Yes, be your brilliant self. Yes, we don't let ourselves do that. The topic for the day, Royal Blue, I was talking about the new moon in Sagittarius. Tuesday is our new it's our new moon. It's the new moon in Sagittarius. And just for a quick wrap up, the energies that are strongest for Sagittarius season are independence, teaching, adventure, healing, being single, foreign places, travel and exploration, higher learning, and publishing. So the new moon for Sagittarius is coming up this Tuesday. So if you are feeling enthusiastic about something, go dive deep, learn whatever that is, follow whatever that thing that's calling you, follow it. So before I forget, I want to give a shout out to all of my winter witches because, Yule is coming, Christmas is coming, winter solstice is coming, and I'm having a winter witch party. I did one last year and I'm doing it again this year. So I'm having what I call Winter Witch Week because I just love the alliteration. From Monday, December 18th through Thursday, December 21st. And I'll be teaching a Winter Witch workshop. And Winter Witch workshop, oh, I love it. At 1:00 p.m. every day on those days. It's free. And on Thursday, the 21st, we are going to celebrate the winter solstice with a free community ritual. So you can come through and, manifest. And everything is going to be an hour, nothing longer than an hour. Because especially if people are working during the day, I know you can't be distracted or get caught longer than an hour. So it's like designed as a lunch and learn. So perhaps if you want to come and have, and eat while it's totally cool. It's a lunch and learn. It's designed to help you plan your 2024. And I love incorporating magic into planning for that next year. So I'll be teaching how to use magic and astrology to help you manifest that magical new year. And when you sign up, you will receive my Winter Witch workbook right away. I love it, right? Winter Witch workbook. And it's a freebie. So when you sign up for it, you will get that right away. And you can, if you want to, you can start working on it right away. So you can think about, what do you want to call into 2024? Or what do you want to let go of for, what do you want to leave back in this year of 2023? So this workbook anyway, will help you give you a place to put that information. And then during our workshops that week, we will definitely be using our magic, our personal magic, to kind of lock those things in. So if you would like to come to my Winter Witch party, you can sign up now at redsoulflower.com/winter. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll have a link below in the description. And if you are watching on Instagram, comment the word winter in the comments. Just comment below the word winter, and I will send you a link via DM, and you'll get that right away. You can get your workbook and you can start working on it right now because it's the end of the year. And what do we always like to do at the end of the year? We like to think about, what am I going to do next year? What do I want to get rid of? What do I want to call in? So I think when we get together as a collective, as a community, we can help each other manifest our intentions that much. Well, we're put it this way, we're much stronger together than we are alone. And I think most of the people that I work with, including myself, we're kind of solo practitioners. We're all doing our own thing. I'm doing my thing, you're doing your thing, they're doing their thing, and that is totally cool. And that's the way it works. But there are times when we can come together with a purpose to manifest together. Even if we're manifesting our own different things, there's so much more power in that. So when I have these collective groups, these collective rituals, this is just another way for us to 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 kind of tap into that group energy and make stuff happen. So there you go. Oh, okay, Royal Blue. I'll make sure that you get that. So let's see. So that's the Winter Witch Party. That's December 18th through the 21st. Sign up at redsoulflower.com/winter. The link is in the description on YouTube, or comment the word winter in the comments, and I will send you that right away. Solo dolo. You got it. Let's see. What else do I have? Well, I guess that's it. We have been on a little while, and oh my God, it is 11:25, and I'm still running my mouth. That's right. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful Sagittarius season. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email or a DM on Instagram, and I look forward to hearing from you. So I guess that's it. So anyway, everyone have a wonderful Friday night, wonderful weekend, and stay magical because you are magic. Good night. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So good night, YouTube. I will see y'all very soon. Bye. Oh, good. You're already in chaos, so you're gonna be there anyway. Above all, watch the world around you with glittering eyes, because the greatest secrets are always hiding in the most unlikely places. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. That is a word right there. You're preaching today, Chaos, and I love it. I love it. And it was so great to chat with you, to meet you via Zoom. So I'm so happy that you are in the group, in the community. So everyone have a great weekend, and I don't want to tell everyone to get some sleep, but if you go to sleep soon or not, whatever, have a good sleep. Good night. Bye.